Good morning, friends. I hope I find you all well, doing good, and having this amazing spirit of slowly but surely change. Hello, Diane. Oh my gosh, Diane, I miss you. Hi, Moe. Hi, Maureen. Good morning, everybody. I'm sending all my love to you guys. I imagine your faces right now. I imagine all your guys' faces. Thank you for showing up. And it's going to be, for some people, that can be very challenging. Stay more quiet in a practice. Morning. Hi, Anne. Good morning, guys. Monica. So I have my blanket lay over my mat, and I have two bolsters. I have a pranayama bolster, a small bolster, and a little thicker bolster. So you can do everything with blankets, roll blankets or roll pillows, even your normal pillows that you sleep. You can roll with a towel so it makes more compact if you want to do that. So it's going to be a very laying down class. For people that I had some requests about having more laying down class, more restorative this way. I know some of you have knee issues, hip issues. You can do much of when we're standing up or even in our knees. So I brought something for us to look around, but especially in today, okay? It's time of change, and it's time of a lot of anxiety building up in moms, especially in the moms. I'm not saying dads don't have anxiety, but in the moms with this going back to school, grandmas probably getting half of the load, right? So I'm here for you. I'm here with you because I'm a mom too, and I know what this is. So let's fill up our cups so we can help the little ones through this journey. All right, should we start? Yes, who else is there? Hi, Coco, Monica, miss you guys. All right, so what I have here that you just show up, I have a thinner bolster, and again, you don't have to have a bolster. You can have just roll up blankets, towels, and then I have a thicker bolster, okay? How we're gonna go down? We're gonna have the front of the feet supported by the big one, the tallest one. Maybe be your tallest pillow. And then the other one, as we lean forward, my pubic bone is gonna support it by it. Okay? And then my chest is gonna go down, but this needs to feel comfortable in your low back. If you have high into your belly, it can be not very comfortable. So have right between the leg and the hip joint with the pelvis. And then your chest goes down. Let's start with the right cheek on the floor. So how I'm going to do my pose. I'm bringing my hands underneath my belly. So here, it's a nice reminder of your breath. Okay? So foot just slightly lifted by the thicker pillow. And my pelvis a little lifted also. See, there's just a little lift. And then my chest down. If this is too much for your chest, for your breasts, some of my ladies have a lot of breasts, so you can also bring another thing that's not too tight. Hi guys, I cannot read from where I'm looking right now, so I will say hi in a little bit, okay? So hands in the belly. Right cheek down to the floor, shoulders relax down. And then when you find that spot of comfort, you can close your eyes if you want to, if it feels comfortable. And we'll start with a deep breath in. And then a deep breath out as you completely allow the floor to support you. Allow the props to support you. We're gonna get really close to our sensitive side. And I recommend you to not run away from them, okay? All the feelings, whatever you label your feelings, bad or good, just let the body feel it, okay? As you breathe is another way to scanning the body. You can scan where you're holding more of your stress, more of your tension, more of your fear. So as you breathe, you can notice if you're holding in your neck or maybe in your shoulders. The place that you allow less release is where you're holding it. So maybe even in your legs or your feet, relax your toes, your hips, the back of your neck. Now I recommend you to, if you can, if there's no pain, to reach the other cheek down to the floor. Now I bought an Etsy and I love them. I have like some sandbags. That would be a great thing to bring in your low back as you laying down too. Another reminder for you to surrender through your back. We're still there, guys. I'm just coming to say hi. I miss you guys so much. Hi, Jill. Even Leisha's watching. Hi, Deb. Good morning, guys. Right? Yes, help us teachers, of course. Especially you. Help us all through this journey. We're gonna take a few more moments. Stay there. I have a visual for you. I always do this project with the kids that I help in yoga, and it's a jar with glue and glitter. And if you shake, you're gonna see the glitter going everywhere. And then as time goes, the glitter starts to go down to the bottom because the glue helps it go down. So imagine your body through everything we're gonna do today. Just that. Whatever's touching the floor, the energy is going down. Instead of being everywhere, especially in your mind, allow the breath to be the glue to release everything down. Like whatever visualization is good for you to cool your system if you're feeling really anxious. But again, noticing where you are holding, and then just imagine that the glue is reaching down to the bottom of your jar. Alright guys, now bring your forearms. Now because you have something that is just lifting your pelvis a little bit more, you have the forearms, so now your belly's probably not touching the floor, okay? So we're gonna press the arms, and then I want you to sink, if there's no pain in your shoulders, allowing the chest to be heavy as you sink into your shoulders, and then you surrender your head too. Now if there's any pinch in your pain, please remove yourself from the pose. You can kind of lift your head and press the shoulders so you're not sinking. But if it feels like just a nice stretch, you stay here with me for 1. Release. And 2. Release. Right hand and arm goes underneath the left arm. And then you tilt a little bit so it's less stress for the shoulder. So the right outside arm can go on the ground. Your other hand can support your head, or you can have a little other pillow or a blanket to support your head. And then I said again, that can be a very challenging class because there's not a lot of movement, at least in the beginning. Now, for my friends that are very flexible, what you can do to make you feel more in the shoulder, to make you feel more of an opening in the shoulder, you can slide the outside of the shoulder towards the right, okay? Because my hand is towards the left, so towards the right, and then my chest moves more on top of that arm, so I will feel more in that shoulder joint. And then my head goes back down. I'll take very easy with your breath. My feet, if you cannot see it, is still on top of my bolster, so there's a little lift in my feet. Relax your jaw, your left and right shoulder. One or two breaths here. Now this version can be a little tricky, okay? But follow my words. You will lift your right foot away from your pillow just by bending your knee, and then scoot your knee towards that left leg, and then trying to bring your right foot and then hook into your left ankle. So what is this doing is to just flipping a little bit your body and making a half moon. And then if you want, you can scoot towards the left with your arm and with your torso, and then release back down to the ground. Some of us can feel a lot in the right waist. Some of us can feel a lot all the way up to the right shoulder. Some that have sciatica or hips issue can feel all the way to the front hip or to that sciatica that goes all the way down to your foot. So be very gentle and see what your body needs in this pose. It feels like a good stretch for me. But we're not focusing on stretch only, we're focusing on release. Okay? Your palm can be facing up or down. Also up to you. Take 2 more breaths here. Alright guys, we're going to slide the torso first. And that's why I recommended a blanket underneath you. It's easier to slide into the moves that we're going to do today. Now slide the right forearm untuck your ankle. And then bring the forearms down again like a sphinx. We're going to do one more time. If you felt good in your body, let's try it again. Sinking into your shoulders and then releasing the neck, releasing the head. Pressing the arms down, the left arm is going to go underneath the right. So give space between the elbow and the torso so your left arm can slide underneath. And again, the easier version is for you to scooch even your body, like if you're twisting, and then you're turning and laying your body towards that left shoulder, and relax your head down. I recommend you to close your eyes and again to melt into stillness. lovely friends can be here. Or if you want more of a stretch for the shoulder, you can face your arm with your chest and then lean over the arm more. And then if you want to do the third variation, we're going to lift the left foot, scooch the knee towards the right knee, hook that foot on top of the right, and then scooch the torso towards that right side, and then release your head down. And you breathe. Easy, long, deep breaths. All right, we're going to scooch back, unthread the needle, that I call needle, and then start to turn so you can face your right side. And then you can scooch that pillow, that blanket that is underneath you, and bring all the way to your left waist. Now, I don't know if you can see me. What I'm going to do with my other bolster is to bring between my legs. So just like a pillow. A lot of people sleep that way, having a pillow between your knees, and then having that other one in your waist. So this is the thinner one, okay, if you have it. And then we're going to stretch that arm all the way overhead. You can have another blanket to make a pillow here for your head. I'm going to use this just to show you guys. And then release your head. Option one is to keep your arm here or your arm in front. Another option is to lift and bring it all the way. I like to hook my hands or my fingers or my thumbs, whatever it's easier for you to hold. And then we're going to stay here for a little bit. Now, another option that I really like sometimes to do is to hold that upper arm with my left hand. So I just hook my arm and I can release completely too. If having it close to your ear is too much, you can just hook your arm and let it go. I always say scooch as much as you need until you find the perfect spot. We're not going to stay here for long, but I want this small space that you stay, you find release. Another breath, guys. Now reach that right arm all the way up. And then see how it feels if you start to open your chest. So your chest is now going to face the sky. So as you see me, we are twisted. And having that blanket or having that bolster underneath you, it gives a little lift for the back. Now, it can be tricky for some people because that can stretch even more the low back, so be very gentle. If the blanket or the pillow or whatever you have underneath is too much, you can remove it. Open the arms. You're going to open the chest until your right upper shoulder is on the ground, okay? Open the chest, the palms are facing up. That knee is still releasing to your prop. My inner foot is touching one another. Now for me that feels really good, but again, your body's different than mine. So fine, maybe you need another pillow between your knees. Maybe you need to remove that blanket or that bolster. And now because we're having, if you have the blanket underneath you, because we're having the space created here between the rib cage and the hip, make sure you're really breathing as deep as you can, okay, to this area. Another long breath. Exactly how we came to the side, we're going to go to the other side. Now you can drop your right foot on the floor, lift your left knee so the bolster goes with you, and then scoot your butt towards the left side and move your knees all the way to the right. Okay? Now this can be a little intense. Make sure your foot is connected and your knees are apart with your prop. If you need more propping in the side, use more pillows underneath and between the knees. So many tendons and fibers and tissues. This left side is really harder for me. So if you need more props, you use them. Relaxing the weight of your head, relaxing the skin of your face, the muscles. Notice if your mind is taking you into places that you don't have to be right now. Beautiful people. Left arm goes all the way up. Turn towards the right side. Scooch that shoulder in and then overhead. Now I have that thing to make a little pillow around my shoulder so I can release, but you can have a very thick blanket there too. And then the left arm goes all the way over. You can grasp hands, you can hold hands, you can bend one elbow. I think nobody can see me from there. You can hold elbow. Let me just scooch closer. Further away. So, if you're a little lost, we're doing the same thing as we did the other side. Okay? So we have the arm extended. The pillow underneath the right side, and you can use some variations with your arms. Okay, you can hold your elbow like this, or if you want a little more stretch, you can hold hands or have your wrist crossed. This is another way I like. And then that arm can just be supported by your head if you want. Or you can keep your hand right here, especially for my friends that have frozen shoulder. This can be really rough to have the arm up, so you keep your arm right in your side. We're just going to take 2 more breaths here. All right, left hand now is going to find the floor. We're going to come up slowly. Now we're going to come up to seated. I hope you can hear me from there. Still using our props. Now, The left knee is going to be on top of your prop. And again, don't have a very big prop, have a smaller prop. So as the left knee is lifted, you're going to feel in your outer hip, okay? Now, you can use your other prop or you just can bring your arm to the floor. We're gonna bring the forearm back down and we're gonna scooch the knee away as the right knee is going closer to the arm. So it's a variation of mermaid pose. So what we're gonna do here is to reach the left arm as we press the right arm down, lifting the right side rib cage away from the floor. And as we do this, that's the pressure of the right sit bone and the muscles on the right glute to engage. Left arm goes up, and then we're gonna look forward here towards the front and trying to close a little bit this chest as we're twisting, right? You're going to feel in the twist. Make sure your left foot is on the ground and it's released down. Now we reach back and up again, and this time trying to open a little bit more the chest and reach your hand back. Now this is for the shoulder, guys. Inhale, reach up, and then over as we try to twist and close. Now the chest is going to face the mat, and then we reach back and over and open that heart and bring your hand down one more time. Inhale, lift, look all the way. Now if you want to, you can surrender that forearm down also. Trying to turn your chest facing the mat. Maybe press your elbow down and then look down towards your heart. Ooh, I feel in my outer hip very much. Take a nice, gentle other breath. All right, we're gonna press both hands to support us to come back to a seated position. Now what we're gonna use, we're gonna find a seated position and then using your thickest prop underneath your left knee, okay? Lift your right foot and bring it in. Now, another way to support your hip, if you have hip issues, is to support your outer right knee. Left leg is straight with a prop underneath your knee. Foot is relaxed. And then right here, I always tell you, when we're seated on the floor, we're already halfway bent. So it's going to feel hard, and maybe here it's all you need. You can grab your prop and just hold yourself up here and breathe. Another option is to start to come down. Maybe if you're a little bit more flexible in the hamstring, what you can do is to bring your forearms into your prop or to use other props. For example, you have more pillows, you bring on top and then you can bring your forearm or maybe release your head on top of your hands and just stay here. Now, I feel fine with my hips, so I can relax that knee. If you need more prop, you can bring underneath like I showed you before. And then notice now your shoulder blades. And if you can be in this pose as supported as you can be, you can also pay attention in your upper back as you release your upper back, release your shoulder blades. Start to release into any joint in your body instead of creating tension because you're so afraid of the feeling. Of course, it's not going to be painful, but the feeling of stretching parts of us that it's very hard for us to reach, right? Especially people that do a lot of exercises, people that are reaching a certain age, that the bones and the muscles are not the same, so you need to keep opening, giving the special juice for your joints. So this is a great way to do it. Take a nice deep other breath. And then we lift the chest. Lengthen in the spine. We're going to pull that left foot now in. Cross your legs how it feels good, okay? Now use the same prop or the two props that you have to fold forward. Now I have my legs crossed, not in a crossed way like the kids do. One leg inside of the other, but one leg in front of the other, okay? So you can open more of your hips. And then you can either walk your hands forward or use those props to lean or to have your head supported by the prop. It's all about disconnect from the tension in the shoulders, the neck. And of course, we're opening the hips, the low back, the inner and the outer hips. You can just have your hands or having the support underneath your knees still. Taking 3 more inhales and exhales. One more. And then press your hands and lift your head. I hope everybody can hear me. Now we're going to reach to the other side, okay? I'm going to guide you through it towards that side. So I did my left leg with the big bolster underneath. Now my big bolster is going to the right side. I'm going to bend my knee, and then that knee is on top of my bolster, but my toes, my right toes on the ground. There's just that lift of my inner right leg. And then you can always rearrange. Now my other pillow is going to support my forearms, so I'm a little lifted instead of all the way to the ground. But you can be on the ground too. So I have my left forearm first. Notice your outer hip, how it feels first, okay? And then relax that left leg. Okay, now we're gonna start. We're gonna reach that right arm this time. Reaching all the way up. Lift your left side rib cage away from the ground as you tilt your right sit bone down to the floor. And then reach that right arm, fingers up. Now we're gonna close. How we're gonna close? That hand's gonna reach towards the left, and that hip bone is gonna lift. So now that hip bone is reaching towards the left corner. And then we close the chest and we reach maybe the fingers down to the ground, and then up and over, and as over as you want. If you want to touch the floor, if you just want to keep your palm facing up to the sky. And then we're going to do 3 more of those. Slowly, with your breath. Exhale. Use this to open your shoulder blade too. Inhale over. Open that heart. Open that heart. Beautiful. And then back up and then down. Inhale over to open. And then one last one, guys. Up, over. Now we surrender that forearm down to the floor or to your prop. Scooch the knee away with that prop. And then we are in a twist mode here with the body. As the hip bone is trying to move towards the same direction as your right knee, your chest is facing the ground and your forearms are pressed down and your shoulders are rolled down. And then we take a nice breath. If you want to, you can puff your upper back and then look towards the belly. Bring your hands down and lift. Nice job. Scoot your knees. So now we're going to face that right leg. Again, I always give you options. If this is too much, you can have that prop underneath that left knee, okay? You can have more prop for your hamstring. Now what we're doing is facing that right leg that is supported by the bolster. I'm gonna use my other little bolster on top of my leg, and then my forearms, my elbows can be there, and I can support my head. Another option, some people like more, and you have some open hamstrings, you can kind of hold or hook your feet, and then relax your head and your cheek down. Usually the right leg is easier than the left, so we're going to the easy part now. And then slowly unwind from the pose, wherever variation you're doing. Now the right foot's gonna be in front of the left, okay? So before with the left was in front, now the right is in front. And again, you can have the support of your props, okay? I know some people did some hip, have some hip issues or did some for their hips, so now you can have the props or have the prop in front of you and then maybe leaning over with the forearms or all the way down with your forehead or all the way down with your cheek. Have it done, you come back to a seated position, you bring your hands back, interlace your fingers, and I understand some of you are really hard to be seated on the floor, so you can always use a little lift for your pelvis or a chair or a stool. Now interlace your fingers behind you. If you can reach, you use your blankets or your towels. Now interlace your fingers. Keep your palms facing away though. Keep your wrists away, okay? Now just really hug the inner fingers. And then the head goes down, the chin goes down, breathe, and then lift your hands, lift your arms away from the floor as you feel the shoulders, the front of the shoulders. Take another breath in, and then undoing the fingers, reaching the arms all the way forward. Grab your elbows or your wrists, wherever it's easier for you, and then lift the arms up. Take a deep breath. We're gonna bend to the right. Bring it back and bending to the left. Take another breath out. Then we're going to do the same thing again. Reaching the arms back, interlace your fingers, open up the chest, separate your wrists, lift your arms, drop your chin. Breathe all the way to your heart center. And then reach the arms forward one more time, grab the elbows or the wrists, and then reach it up. Lift the heart, exhale, we bend to whatever side you want first. Always being very gentle and sensitive to yourself. And then bring it back. And then let the shoulders melt. Bring your hands to your legs and just relax a little bit. The body did a lot, even though you're not moving very much, but all the places that need to open today, it did, so just take it easy. Let the ears be leveled with your hips. Let the shoulders too, softening through your sit bones. Relaxing the belly. And then checking in how the body and the mind feels. Whereas if the mind's still taken to a place, if the mind is overwhelmed about something, you notice that something. And then you let go. Or at least move to the side. Alright, because if you have the props, kind of like a fuller something, a fuller pillow, and then a small one, Maybe one you did with 2 blankets and one you did with 1 blanket. So what I'm gonna use for our Shavasana as a sequence to all the places we open. So I'm gonna use this to support my neck. You can also use this to have more of an open in the chest and the shoulders and in the heart if you want. So I'm giving you options with this one. And then the big pillow you're gonna have to support your legs and your knees. So underneath, having the knees kind of open, so a little external rotation of your hips would be a good one. I'm gonna show you the second variation as it supporting here. This can be a very nice chest opener, heart opener. And then the arms can be on the sides. If it feels great for you to stay here, you can do this. Or bringing this underneath your neck. Okay? Arms to the sides. I always recommend to having the palms facing up to the sky. So it's easier to receive. But if still your mind feels really, really cluttered, you can keep your palms facing down. Okay? Or still, if you're anxious, if your eyes, you drank too much coffee yesterday, you can have an eye pillow or something to cover your eyes, giving a little more weight to your eyes so it cools down. Or having your hands here in your chest or in your belly, reminding that you're safe, that you're still breathing fine, and then everything is okay. You find that spot, guys? And I'm getting closer to you. Yes, you need to go and find your Shavasana now, okay? Lori, hi guys, Cindy. Now I'm gonna turn my camera. And you're just gonna hear my voice with some accent. You take your time to find that space that feels good. That feels like you can actually surrender. Maybe it's the first time in a while that you're doing something for yourself. I don't know about you, but we are always doing things to make others feel comfortable, to make others feel happy, to adjust. We adjust our whole life in order to make everybody happy. And then we forget to check in, to see how we are feeling, to ask one question. How am I feeling today? And here are some truths I would like to remind you of. You are the soft earth that sprouts new life. You are malleable, not a stone, but petal soft. You are warm to the touch and loving, so capable of loving. You are sensitive. You hear and sense what is beyond seeing. You sense what is said between others, even without words. You feel the aching of a heart beyond the shouting. You are supremely sensitive. Let me remind you how deeply you are able to feel. The power of the sometimes subtle and sometimes searing feeling is your gift. It's your guide. Give yourself permission to feel what asks to be felt. With your loving awareness, it will lift instead of lodge. You need not to be strong. It is softening that you will find freedom. Do not defend yourself, but learn instead how to stand in your openness. Under all fear, numbness, anger, avoidance, trepidation, under all chaos, distrust, despair, inertia, and contempt. Under each of these symptoms of disconnect is something pure, something you have been protecting. This, dear one, is that seed of your sensitive self. You can reach this pure self with your own presence. Now, if you feel there's something opening in you as you're letting go, if you feel there's something being relieved and revealed, you can say, I will not forget you. I will not abandon you, my sweet heart. I will meet you daily. I will come home to tend lovingly to my sensitive seed. I'm here now, aware of you and you of me. I will not forget you. I am here. I hope with this class you remember that life is the journey that we make when we come inwards. It's not what we're expecting from the outside, but what we can give from the deepest, the most beautiful places in ourselves. What we can feel, and I hope you touch those places, at least one of them today. I wish you a beautiful day, friends. Namaste.